Hello, hello. This is Demystifying Gay Porn. This is our Q&A. I don't know if I did that right or not. It's my first time scheduling it because I thought it would be a good idea to schedule it. And then what ends up happening?
You're late.
I'm late anyway. I was here. I was sitting here just in case anybody was
It's
wondering.
true.
Anyway, guys, I que grande, Demystifying Gay. Oh, I did it right. Okay, perfect. I didn't have anybody have to come in from a different spot or anything. Or I'm glad. Okay. How are you doing? What pass? Hello to you. Anyway, I am here. I am yours for the next hour. I am ready to answer some questions. And I want to know how you guys think mid-season is going so far. Or I'm sorry, the season's going so far. Oh, look at that. Champ Robinson. I think he might want to join in at some point. So we're going to do a little bit of, I want to focus on YouTube and then eventually jump on Instagram for a little bit, maybe a little Facebook Live. I don't know. It just it gets a little crazy with so many platforms.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the voice you're hearing is my boyfriend Alex. He is hanging out with me today.
What's up?
He's just to the left over here. And maybe if anybody has any questions on if anybody remembers him, he was on season 1. He did the foot fetish episode.
That was not me.
That was
somebody else.
So you, come on.
That was not me.
So yeah, if anybody okay, what past that? Hello, Alex.
Hey.
So we are here. I have a couple of questions already from inboxes, so I can go ahead and answer those while we wait for a couple of them to roll in. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we have a question for you, Alex.
For me?
Evening, Ryan Wolf. Any more cocktail vids?
Oh.
Which I can
we
answer
were just talking about
with
that.
you. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep having the cocktail vids come out. However, I'm going to wait until after the season so I can have something to post and also kind of recap the episode a little bit. To give you just to recap how season 3 was and who had what drink and all that fun stuff. So
yeah, looking forward to that. That was fun.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun. Everything is on over here. All right, so okay, so let me see. I have a couple of questions over here that I didn't get to before. Okay, there's a couple of interesting ones here. Hello, Zawe 125. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Okay. Hey, man, this is a question already. I'm quoting. Hey, man, listen to the podcast episode about armpits, and I was wondering if you could address the turn on most people have for married men being unfaithful. It's immoral, but is it because it's between the same sex that it doesn't get addressed as immoral and more as hot? So that was the question. It's from Instagram.
Wait, I'm trying to understand that.
So basically, what he wants to know is why it's okay for married straight men to be unfaithful
if it's a same sex.
If it's same sex.
Oh, it's like less bad or something.
Yeah, well, it's like considered not that bad.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, let's not forget that the person is going outside of. Okay, they're going outside of their marriage. That's one thing, but then also remember
admitting that they're not now gay.
Yeah, that's a whole other can of worms you have to worry about.
Yeah, there's layers to it.
And I think honestly that I to this day I really feel like straight guys think that, or people who identify as straight, or men who identify as straight, consider any kind of gay things like a fetish or a taboo.
Meaning what? It like trivializes the.
Well, it lets them allows them to say, "Oh, I'm not gay.
Oh.
I just like a dick up my ass," you know,
okay.
Something like
once
that.
in a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Black guy in Chinatown, how are you? Oh, Champ Robinson, how are you? I think I can do call-ins too. I think I'm connected. If anybody wants to call in, I know YouTube doesn't have numbers. Oh, I don't know. Am I trying to put my number out there though?
'Cause that's a big thing.
Yeah. No offense to anybody. It's just, I it's my personal number. I don't have like a number that I can just put out there. I guess if you call me on Instagram or you call me on Facebook Messenger, I think I can have that go through as well. Yeah, it is risky, isn't it? Okay, so I hope that answered that question. Um, Next question I got from Instagram was, would you ever direct porn for feet lovers?
Would you better?
I think I kind of insinuate and I have like throughout the years. I
Well,
feel like
let's
there's
clarify that. That's a subject I would chime in on. So, would that mean like a porn just about feet, or a porn that happens to include specific things that foot lovers would appreciate? Like,
I think just for feet lovers.
okay, so foot porn.
Like, yeah, yeah. I would do it. Oh, okay, let's see. I'm sorry, I didn't see your question, what pass. Where is this? What pass? I'm not seeing your question. If you can type it back in, I'd appreciate it. And Black Guy in Chinatown, yes, I will. Soon enough. I really wish I could play music while I'm doing this, but I tried it, and YouTube put a flag on that shit real quick.
Oh,
Like
really?
within like 5 seconds, I already had like a one of those warnings, like a copyright owner has said that you used your music, and I'm sure it'd be fine, but
Plus, it'll drown out your beautiful audio. You don't want to do that.
yeah, I am scrolling up. What pass? I only have up to hello and a wave. That's all I'm seeing right now. Do you think maybe if I put some music on in the background, they'd
Oh,
like?
yeah, that would work.
Let's see if that'll work. I mean, I'm on their platform. I don't think they. Let's see. Just in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, I'll even put it on. I'll put it on low. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, by all means, I have a couple more that I will throw into the mix that I received, but okay, I will have to take a bit longer to find it. Copy and paste. Hang on, please. No problem. I'm sorry. I don't know why it didn't come up, but I am ready for your question whenever you are. Oh, hold on a second. I think Champ sent it to me. No, I didn't get it. Okay. Yeah, imaginary. I hear you. Nate Amaro, will there episodes with fellow Treasure Island directors and staff? I would love that.
Yeah.
I've asked Max Soul to come on. He was going to be the season finale for season 1, and I guess I didn't entice him well enough. I am working my ass off to get Paul Morris to come on.
Wow, that would be cool.
Yeah, no, he knows. Paul Morris has a great story, and I think that would be really, really cool to just have him on and talk. He's a very, very interesting guy.
Even just his voice alone is interesting.
Yeah, right. He's like, I don't even know what he looks like. I've been working for the man for 3 years, and no idea what he looks like. Nobody tells me. So yeah, so I would love that. They have very, very tight non-disclosure, like a lot of agreements that I probably have broken so many times at this point, but I don't think I'm revealing anything. I don't know. I guess I don't take this shit as serious as they do. Uh, it's just it's just porn. We're just trying to get people off, right? So yeah, no, I would love to. I would love to. Are the YouTube police here? Okay, I don't know if they are or not, but any poop. Yeah, no, I would love to have some people come on from Treasure Island, and I probably will. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, yeah, for sure. What is this? He's like Charlie from Charlie's Angels. Yes, he is. He's very, very Charlie's Angels. All right. So what do I have? Okay. So we had the feet lovers question. Okay. So this question comes from, I think, Facebook. When and how aggressively do studios go after illegal downloads or pirating? Um, so what I think happens is there's no way of getting downloads off or illegal pirating or anything off the internet. What studios began to do, which you'll probably notice or have noticed in like the 2010s and stuff, they started putting their videos out there, but they started watermarking all their videos. And depending on who the studio is, the opacity would be higher or lower. It would just be a big old watermark, and that's pretty much how they were able um, to get away with not even get away with, but just accepting the fact that things were going to be pirated. So yeah, so that's one of the ways that they do it. They go after it, but I think it's a little bit of a lost cause to try and go after everybody that's pirating. There are times where I kind of hope it gets pirated because that means at least it's being shared a
It's
lot.
promotion.
Yeah, it's kind of like promotion, but you know, I don't want to I don't want to I don't want to lose money, you know, like nobody wants to lose money. It costs a lot of money to make this stuff happen. So pirating is awful. I was just on Champ, if you're still here, I'll give you a shout out. Champ just did a scene with Magic Mike and Apollo Fates, and I was looking at the comments because I'm always curious. I always read the comments. And somebody tagged like this infamous pirater, and his whole thing is tag me on the video you want, and I'll get it immediately. So
Like he was asking to
yeah, yeah.
thing.
So it got blocked, but still, like you know, like that's not cool.
Very brazen.
People, yeah, man. People, it's a lot of money to put a scene together. Okay, so we got some questions coming in. Will there be episodes? Would love to see an interview with JJ Knight. Okay, I will work on that. Um, what was the impetus of creating the Demystifying series? Well,
Good question.
yeah. Uh, um, I would like to. I would like to say, first and foremost, damn, that's a really good way to put it. What drove me, honestly, to create Demystifying Gay Porn is this is going to be my 15th year in the adult entertainment industry. And I've met so many colorful people, so many awesome characters, so many people that were really, really cool. I've probably met, I can count on two hands the amount of people that I thought were awful.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and a lot of them, I don't know, like awful in the sense of like I didn't like their energy, I didn't like their personalities, and I never worked with them. So I'm very fortunate for that. But what drove me was first and foremost, like on the side, I like to make documentaries. I love documentary filmmaking. I love watching documentaries, and um, this is kind of the best way that I can combine what I do for work and what I like to do as a hobby and feel good about it because after a while I do feel like I need something else. My creativity level in porn is, you know, there's only so many times you can point a camera at two people sucking each other off, and then you know, like it depends. It always depends on the energy, but sometimes when you have to actually like get in there and direct, like really hardcore direct, it gets a little, you know, okay, three positions, do this, do that, and then give us a cum shot, and that's it. We all go home, get paid. It's I don't know, it's a little monotonous. So I think that what moved me was, again, all of these colorful characters that you guys have no idea who they are outside from their nice ass or their nice dick or their nice body. And here they are, you know, collecting art and going to museums and just having really, really awesome conversations. So I really thought it would be really, really cool to highlight people in the industry for more than who they are, and
show there's more to them.
Yeah, and it has not been met always with you know, oh, this is amazing. Like I remember I started posting for a while. I was posting everywhere because I wanted to get as much out there as possible, and I started posting on like Pornhub and what's the other one, X Hamster, And there were people that were just not interested in seeing their porn stars in any other light. Yeah, I came
You were
here to,
killing their dreams.
yeah, I came here to watch these guys. Fuck, I don't want to watch them. And I'm like, damn, okay, well, thanks for the view. I find that always pisses everybody off. If anybody ever has a problem with anything, I always say thanks for the view, because I don't know, I can't think of anything else that's like a jab to try to be like, you didn't really get me. But I hope that answers that question. Yeah, I'm fascinated by the people who make the things that turn you on and get you off, because there's so much more. It's like an onion, like there's so many more layers. Okay, so what's the next question? Let's see. 10 guys would be great. Yes, I would love to have them. Champ Robinson, how you doing? Looks like my question is being filtered. Let me rephrase it. Okay, please rephrase for sure. Okay, so what about Ryan Wolf? What about guys who retired from porn and what they're doing now? Guys who retired don't fully disappear. You're absolutely right, Ryan. One of the things I've been working on, and I have not been able. First of all, the Demystifying Gay Porn YouTube channel, the podcast. Like I'm going to address that question now, but I also want to just show you what the scope of the podcast or the YouTube channel is going to be. The podcast is primarily audio. That's why I've been trying my hardest to do audio. Whenever I do videos that are that are not flattering to me, let's say, like I always focus on the model, and sometimes I go back and I'm like, God damn, I look like shit. And it's because I honestly just set up whatever kind of camera work for me, and I set up the model and I try to make them look as good as possible. But now I realize that I do have to make myself kind of look acceptable, because I have to watch it myself. And it's never fun looking at yourself, from this angle or from this angle with a double chin and shit. So primarily audio podcast, also video podcast. But from there, I've been doing a lot of research on the history of gay porn. I have episodes written for history of gay porn, and I also have a series called Post Porn, and that's what I want to do. It's just so much work. Like I have a full-time job and I'm doing this, and this is a labor of love. I love doing this. But yeah, I have to find the time to do that. Right now I'm working on a documentary or mini documentary of Hunger FF, who started his website, the fisting website, but such a fascinating guy. So that's my next project. And then after that, I am going to focus on finding these porn stars. The first one that I wanted to get was, oh boy, Jeff Palmer. And I hit him up on Twitter. Jeff Palmer is this guy who was really, really big in, I think, the 90s and the 2000s. And I did work with him once in 2008 for a studio that flew me out to California and wanted me to work on the set. And boy, what an interesting guy. And yeah, he would be amazing. But a lot of times people, when they leave gay porn, I just don't know. I just don't know if they want to be contacted. So I hit him up.
It's like the mafia.
Yeah, yeah. They kind of have this what's that called? Witness protection.
Yeah.
they go into witness protection, and you never hear from them again. Yeah, Dawson's one of them. That actually Max Soul put me on. He would be great to interview. Who's the other guy? Well, just know that I am reaching out and I am putting together a series for that. And, they won't be long. They'll be like 10, 15-minute documentaries, but I think it's a really good catch up with these people. You're absolutely right. They don't disappear. And I think they're still fascinating. So, okay. So it would be cool to see an interview with retired actors. A favorite porn actor of mine back in the day. Okay. In the EV. Are you reading Top Chat? Probably better to read live chat to see questions that include no words. Oh, is that what I should do? Hold on, let me see. Oh, okay, well, I think this might do it. Okay. What pass? All right, so I'm gonna go back and see any kind of questions that I may have missed. So what pass you asked, I have a question as a Latino, would you like to see more porn in Spanish, Portuguese? Would that turn on an audience and yourself? What do you think? Absolutely. Absolutely. There is a website in Spain called Tetatitas. I think that's let me make sure. Um, yeah, tetatita.com. I'm not sure what it means. I know what the beginning part is. Teta is like a tit. But this guy is great. He makes this is the kind of porn that if I was not beholden to anybody, this is the kind of porn that I would make. A little bit of everything. He has it, I'm trying to explain it. Like there's gay videos on there, like legit gay videos, guys sucking each other off and stuff. But then there's also women there, and there's also straight guys who are really open to gay guys touching them and stuff. And I'm fascinated by him. I would love to interview him. I think he's in Spain. Beautiful website, tetatita.com. Give it a shot.
Great name.
Yeah, I know. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Mouthful of titty. Okay, so let's see. In our community, it's fun. Okay, it's fun to fuck a married man. Okay, Ryan. Yeah.
Right.
Have I fucked a married man?
Maybe you don't know.
Yeah, maybe back in the day. All right, let's see. Answer my question above. Okay, I did. I like porn that involves foot play and not foot play alone. Okay.
Agreed.
All right, I understand. So just not foot play alone, but a little bit of everything.
Yeah, almost like it wasn't planned. I would assume.
Okay. Treasure Island. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. How would you describe your visual style in shooting porn? That is VN Jat VS. How would I describe my visual style? Well, there's two different answers to that. I think my initial style was definitely very gonzo. I stepped into it. I was an editor. That's how I started. Started out editing. That's how I was hired. And then went into production coordinating. And finally, I was like, okay, I'll pick up a camera and I'll start doing this shit. But it was more out of necessity, man. The studio I worked for was not really. I was at the right place at the right time when it came to videoing. I basically said, I know how to shoot. And I learned along the way. And if you watch a lot of the stuff from RFC from like 2007 to, I don't know, 2015 or so, it was just very quick. It was almost like the sex. It was just like boom, 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 let's get it done, whatever. If you don't care, I don't care. And that's how I felt. You know, if I cared, it was mostly the stuff that I did outside of porn. And that's what I cared about most. But then eventually at like 2012, 2013, I really started caring about what it looked like. I like thematic stuff. I like dark stuff. I like exploring things. And every time I was able to do that, it was fun. I don't know if you guys saw Trump and Dump. That was fun. Not necessarily something that people jerked off to all the time, but there were hot scenes in it. But still, it was fun. It's just that there was Crude. There was a couple of other projects. Who's My Baby Daddy, which I did for Champ Robinson. That was amazing because it was an interesting farce, an interesting way to go about how that was going to happen. Very different from the studio that actually had it before. So I'd like to think to add also, I don't really have the company I work for right now, I don't really have a style. I can point a camera and shoot it the way they want me to, but it's not necessarily my style. So I'm basically shooting what they want me to shoot. It's not mine. And one day soon you'll see my style, basically. Yeah. Let's see. What is your take on bi-fluid cis men porn? I like most porn, but do admit to bi porn being a preference of mine. Wolf Hudson. Okay, so what is this? Zav 125. Wolf Hudson's absolutely beautiful. I hit him up in LA. I met him in 2009. We worked on a movie called LA Zombie. And nice guy, very nice guy. And I have not touched base with him in a long time. So I can see how reaching out to him like after 13 years, he'd be like, who the fuck is this? So it's going to take a little more time. I want to get him on the podcast. I love his stuff. I love bi porn because I feel like that's the best of both worlds. Growing up watching straight porn, as I mentioned a lot on the podcast, there's just something about, I would watch those three-way scenes between two guys and be like, oh, look, their balls are touching or their dick touched. And it wasn't really meant to happen, but when it did happen, yeah, it was really, really hot. I absolutely enjoyed it. So bi porn's kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie, if I was in bi porn, I'd probably pay attention to the woman or the man more than the woman, but it's kind of nice to have the woman there. That'd be cool. So yeah, so I like bi porn. I'm not in that group of guys who watch porn who are just very close to the idea of a little of everything. Like everybody should get off on whatever they want to get off on. Like it's not, if you don't want to watch it, it's not for you, fine. Just don't be a dick about it. Because it's true. Sometimes people have comments that are not very nice and whatever. It's not yours. I get it. I understand. So let's see, Tim guys. It looks like my question is being filtered. Okay, so what passed? I have a question. Oh, okay. Well, I answered that question. Guys who are retired. Sorry, guys. I'm doing it a little back and forth. Okay, would your style shooting porn be different if you weren't shooting at Tim? Yeah, for sure. But going back to the other question that you asked, it would absolutely be very different. I tried. I did a movie called Cedars for Treasure Island, and I didn't show the first cut of the movie to my boss, who is livid because I ended up giving him the entire movie, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a movie. It's thematic. He's like, "No, we want people to come in, start making out, fucking almost at 2 minutes, and the scene's done in 10 minutes." And my intro was like 10 minutes. No, my intro was like 2 minutes long, and it was just very stylized. It was very, very, it was what I like to do now. And I think they got caught up in my style from 2012, which, like I said before, is it was a little more choppy. It was a little more like, okay, well, the sex is hot, so it'll make up for everything else. But yeah, no, I like a different style now. And if we're all changing, we're all evolving. If I was doing the same thing I was doing in 2012, then I wouldn't be learning anything. Let's see. So, favorite porn actor of mine. Okay, are you reading Top Chat? Thank you very much for that, imaginary MDA. I love this channel. Thank you so much, Wonder13. I appreciate that. Landon Conrad. Okay. All right. I'd love to know. Oh boy. Okay, this moved really quick. Give me 1 second. Oh, there's a lot of questions. I'd love to know what Dawson is doing these days, and who you would love to see make a comeback from whatever era. So as I mentioned before, Dawson definitely is on my list of people that I would love to interview, just because of the impact that he had on, well, Treasure Island. Dawson did a movie called, just for everybody that doesn't know, 20 Load Weekend. And when it came out, I think actually Max Soul directed that, and it was 2003, 2004. When that came out, like, 20 Load Weekend, what are you, nuts? Like, and it was really, really popular. Anyone else I'd like to see make a comeback? I don't know, man. I always love Dayton O'Connor, I'll tell you that. Let's see, Jeff Old School, Dawson from Corbin. Love the interviews. Love when you have them on video. Thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate that. When going about, okay, so Elidoro Castillo, when going about interviewing, is there a specific process you go through, or do you just go with the flow? So when I interview, we do touch base beforehand on how it's going to go. Usually they ask me, I usually run the interviews for about 30 to 45 minutes. If it's somebody that I know, somebody that I've interviewed before, or not that I've interviewed before, but somebody that I know that I've worked with that's their first time on there, I basically try to give them, I give them a choice. I'm like, you can tell me what you don't want to touch right now, or we just go where we're going to go. And if you don't want me to answer it, I'll edit. Or if you don't want to answer, I'll edit it out or leave it in. It's up to you. But I usually touch on their career. A lot of times, what ends up happening is while I'm interviewing them, there is an aspect of me that is still that I was a psych major for like 3 months in college, but I'm still very, very big on the psych. I think that so much of this is psychology. So much of everything is psychology. And when I hear a model tell me, well, I was 13 when I saw my father naked, like when I hear that, I'm like, all right, well, that definitely did something to you. Like, and if you're gay and you like men who look a certain way and they kind of look like your dad, I don't know. So there's always a little something that will make the interview go in various different directions. Sometimes I find people that I know there's a story behind, like LeGrand Wolf. When I contacted him, we went through a list of questions, and I said to him, I definitely want to touch on the fact that you were a Mormon and now you're not. And he's like, amazing, let's do it, rock and roll. Still getting in touch with him, still having to set that up. But yeah, a lot of times they do free flow, but for the most part, there is some kind of template and we follow it. And then when I've interviewed them more than once, absolutely, it definitely goes all over the place. Okay, so let's see who is next. Oh, Giant and Tiny, how you doing? We got to get that interview going. You're absolutely right. I was thinking about that today. Let's see if we can do. Let's see if we can do that sometime soon. Giant and Tiny is a website that is geared towards macrophiles, macrophilia, giant and tall. Very, very interesting stuff. Wonder 13, what made you start this channel and podcast? Well, I answered that before, but I'm more than happy to say I like talking to models. I like showing that they're more than one dimension. they're walking, talking, feeling people who are not just big dicks and asses and beautiful bodies and all that fun stuff. Let's see, post porn would be interesting. Yes, it would. Need to get to the macro podcast. I would love to do it. Jeff Palmer, Latin section of Treasure Island is hot. That's Latin loads. Oh, just curious who the guy in the back is. Eric Perez. You see him?
Oh, me?
Yeah. This is. Oh, come in for a little bit. This is Alex. This is my boyfriend. He is also. He does the cocktail videos, and as I mentioned before, we're gonna
do more.
Yeah, we're gonna do the entire. We're gonna do the entire season. However, it got a little complicated doing them at the same time that we were like once a week. So I was like, you know what? We'll do them at a batch, and we'll put them up in the summer, so that way you guys have something to look forward to in the summer. Whoever watches the podcast and stuff, and we're constantly putting stuff out. Someone, look at Jack Gideon called you out. He said the guy in the background strikes me as a giant foot fan.
What?
Oh, he knows. Okay.
How can you tell? What?
Ryan Wolf, are there any Just for Fan OnlyFans guys that have gotten your attention and think that guy should do studio porn? Yeah, but a majority of them do. It's really tough. There's so many people on Just for Fans and OnlyFans. And I don't know, I don't think they need the studios at this point. I don't think they need the studios. Did a light go out somewhere, or is it just me?
No.
Oh, that was me. I think I blocked this slide or something like that. Yeah, I would love to see. I don't know. There's a couple of guys that I've followed and I've even wanted to get to come on the podcast. I'd have to get back to you on that question because off the top of my head, I don't really have one particular person. But Ryan, I'll get back to you on that one. What pass? I also think that part of seeing stuff from other cultures demystifies an aesthetic expectation. For example, all guys being cut while the world is a mix of cut and uncut. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I think that there's room for everybody, and you know, everybody is everybody's hot in their own way. Um, Julio, why would two gay actors who engage in bareback? I'm trying to think of what that word is. Engage your safety having unprotected sex by having somebody come inside of them. Um, well, that's just a question you're going to have to ask those models. The guy in the back. Okay, we got that question. Sorry, Julio. I wish I had a better answer for that. But obviously, I'm not. Do you engage in bareback sex? I mean, that's a interesting question. What percentage of porn stars you work with use Viagra or Cialis that you know of? Uh, well, Viagra and Cialis, I think that the pharmaceutical industry has a big role in the porn industry in general, not just gay porn. Um, I don't know anymore because nowadays it used to be that the studios provided the Viagra or the Cialis, and a I do have like a little kit that I was given, and it has a couple of different supplements and stuff, and they're always there just in case. But by that point, if you're taking them on set, you're probably not going to get hard. But we'll probably be done by the time you get hard, so it's not like it's going to make that much of a big difference. But yeah, I think a lot of times these guys come already. They already come pre-supplemented, let's say. Wait till you see. I want to do a video on Caverjack. That's a whole other story. Okay, so let's see. Champ Robinson. They were both creative and fun scenes. Okay, why do guys with Prince Alberts end up taking them out prior to intercourse rather than leaving them in? I think it's because of the bottom. I think that the bottom's definitely. Well, actually, no. I can speak from experience for one of the scenes that one of the most popular scenes on Fuck Club. I'm not sure if it's still number one or not. I haven't been on the site in a minute, but um, Jet Athens had a Prince Albert and he took it out beforehand, before fucking Armand Rizzo, and it was a request. It was definitely a request. Okay, let's see. The dark group stuff in clubs and bars was great. Yeah, that's always fun, right? All right, where am I here? Let's see. Thanks for sharing your perspective. No problem. Look forward to seeing your style. I recently heard your voice in a scene. It was a pleasant surprise. Do you enjoy or mind having a voice role in a video? I don't. I'm fine with it. I usually leave it in. I'm the one editing a lot of the scenes. So at the end of the scene, when you watch, after the scene's done, if it's really, really hot in the room, I'm like, God damn, like, because I know what I got, like I was there for it, so it's like fuck, like you guys did an amazing job. And actually, I just shot this movie for Treasure Island called Oh My God, That's Big, and it's coming out I think this month, which is the quickest they've ever released a movie, which is amazing. I'm so happy about it. But it's probably the best stuff I've done for them. Like I was actually like, all right, this is what I'm going to shoot, and whether you like it or not, this is what it's going to be. I think it's the most Treasure Island movie I've ever done for them. without the felching and all that other shit. I can't do it. I can't, it's not my thing, but everything else is in it. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Mr. Castillo, looking to the future, if you were to ever move away from Tim, what would I see myself doing? Hmm. I'm I'm actually working on something at the moment. Not competition, but just I'm working on something, and I definitely think it's the future of porn. But it's only time will tell. Like I'm working on it. I'm working on it as hard as I can, and we'll see what happens. But the podcast is included in it. Um, the YouTube channels and all that stuff are included in it, so it's all good. You'll be aware. You'll trust me. I'll make sure you know. I'll make sure I whore the shit out of it. Let's see. Okay, so EJ, what is the funniest or most unforgettable gay porn behind the scenes blooper that you can share? Hmm. Funniest gay porn. Oh man. I've definitely had a couple of them. I just well, I've hit people with cameras. I know that. Like on the head, and had to apologize for that shit. Um, there was a fire alarm once that went off, and we just kept shooting at some point. That was in Vegas at the Trump Hotel where we shot Trump and Dump.
Worse.
Yeah. Uh, I'd have to find this porn blooper. I'll look through my bloopers and I will get back to you on that. But I've definitely seen some shit that I'm like, oh, okay, well, that would be cool. Stylized porn shoots. Okay, so what are your thoughts about work and videos from Macho Fucker? I think they're good. I think they're Fuckers is Planta Rosa, and they're out of Spain, I think, or Europe. I'm not sure where in Europe, but very, very, very rough. I heard. Um, Master of Coin. Out of all your open lines conversation episodes, which is your favorite and the most interesting to you? Hmm. I don't know. They're all kind of like little babies, they all happened for something. I gotta say, the bug one, the bug crushers was it was a little more expanding. Like I always try to put myself in people's shoes, no pun, but I just yeah, I don't know, and it's something that I still sometimes like I'm running or I'm doing something and I'm like, wow, man, like that's how he gets off. That's crazy, amazing, good for him, but that's a lot, man. I just think about me watching porn and how easy I have it. uh, but yeah, no, I think that one was interesting. You know what? Let me quickly pull it up because I know that there's been a couple of them, and I will tell you the roughest one I did was the bug chasing one because it was the roughest one because a lot of the comments that I got were that I was glorifying it, which is absolutely not true. And if you listen to it, which I know a good amount of you have, if you listen to it, you'll see that I'm not glorifying it at all. It was just very, very hard to get somebody to come on the show and talk about it. So the last thing I'm going to do is jump down his throat and say, "How dare you?" But there are parts of it that it's very, very hard, very, very hard to have those conversations. And I'm actually going to do another one because after I did do that episode, then people started saying, "Oh, well, he got it all wrong." And I was like, "Well, I came to you and you didn't want to do it. I came to a lot of people. I spoke to a scholar who wrote a book about bareback sex. He didn't want to come on. So, or bug chasing. Let me rephrase that. So there's going to be another one. There's definitely going to be another one. I think the armpit one was definitely a fun one. That one was very interesting because I've now found myself being like, oh, okay, well, cool, yeah, armpits. Dayton O'Connor performed. Dayton O'Connor was great. Seems like a model type diversity for Tim is getting less, focusing on alternative skater types. Um, yes and no. Jats VZ, yes and no. I think that we're having a hard time. I've been doing well. I do a lot of Latin and Black scenes. I do a little bit of everything. But I think that I found that other producers are having a hard time um, getting people to not wear certain things. Like, there's a certain this generation, this upcoming generation has a style that doesn't really fit with Treasure Island, which is why it needs to adapt. so so yeah, I mean those guys are still out there, but there's a lot of new models that this is their style. So see, Gay Boy Zig. I asked because it seems unlikely you would work with them anytime soon. Oh, if I'd work with Macho Fucker, I mean they probably have their own staff. They I don't think they need me. I wouldn't mind. I mean that'd be fun. Like I would work with every single studio out there just to kind of like there was even a time where I wanted to work with OnlyFan models and just be like, listen, I'll shoot your scene just because I want to say I shot your scene. Okay, so let's see. How often do you do these live Q&As? I used to do them once a month. I didn't do it this season. This season has been rough getting models and getting people because of shoots and COVID, like the end of COVID and this last year or the end of 2021 with this surge kind of made it difficult. So um, it was very hard to get the interviews, let alone the Q&As. So I think I might do that because I do enjoy 35, 34 people coming on as opposed to two. So I think mid-season's probably better. Okay, so I dig your platform and all the finest models in the business. Awesome. Macros can tell other macros fans. Okay, so let's see. Once a month, first week. Bellamy days. Oh yeah, I remember Bellamy. Okay. Have you contacted the Switch for an interview? I have not, but I will write him down and let's see. The Switch. OnlyFans porn star. I will make a note of him and we'll see what happens. How long does it typically take to shoot a scene? Depending on what kind of scene it is, it takes from the time they come in to the time they're putting their jackets on and leaving, probably an hour. I allot for 2 to 3 hours just in case. It used to be 4 hours, so you put a 4-hour block on the models and they know not to do anything within those 4 hours. But Treasure Island's on another level, man. They're not looking for 20-minute scenes, 45-minute scenes. They're like, get those people in, get a hot scene, get them fucking, and then they go home and they get paid and everyone's happy. Craziest story on set. Popper bottles falling, people getting dizzy. I know there's more. There's definitely more. I just, that might be a good segment for the podcast,
Yeah.
actually. Thank you for that, Black Guy in Chinatown. I'm gonna write that down because I think that's a great craziest porn bloopers and stories. Yeah, no, they're definitely there. I know that for a fact. I remember once picking up this model from Puerto Rico. Well, I didn't go to Puerto Rico. I picked him up from Newark International Airport. And I'm like, I didn't know what this guy looked like, but they're like, oh, you can't miss him. And when I pulled up, he was wearing like this, he was like 5'8". He had no top on except this cheetah jacket, and it was all the way down to his thing and these big glasses. And he was something else, man. I can't even remember his name at this point, but he was he was an interesting guy. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Thank you for putting up with this. I didn't realize that the live chat as opposed to the top chat was a thing. Okay. Going to the PA issues, I think it's a fear of tearing. I think so as well. What would you do if the mysterious man in the back shrunk down right now? I'm curious what you'll say now. if the guy behind me shrunk down, I'd probably wonder where he is. And then I'd get up and I'd be looking around and not even realize that he's right underneath me trying to get my attention. And I probably step very close to him a couple times and he doesn't even realize what's going on. Or I don't even realize what's going on. And the whole time he's trying to get my attention. I don't know. Is that enough? Okay. Oh my God. That's big. Sounds to me like the best transition to Ike Grande. You're absolutely right. What pass? That was,
I was thinking that before.
yeah, Ike Grande. I absolutely called it. Oh my God. That's so big. And uh, Alessio Vega says it in the movie, and that's what kind of led to that too. Dallas Steel. Yes, I will work on Dallas Steel. Not a porn question. What is your favorite Madonna tour? And have you attended any of them? Okay, so Mateo, my favorite Madonna tour has to either be the Sticking Sweet tour or the Reinvention tour. I've attended the Reinvention tour, the Confessions tour, Sticking Sweet tour, fucking MDNA tour, and the Rebel Heart tour. And I even went to that god awful show. What's it? The 2019 one, the Madam X
Madam
tour.
X.
Yeah. Oh man, I have. I am very upset with Madonna, but whatever, man. It's her journey. I don't care. Good for her. She gave me a lot of good years, but I should have stopped at the Sticking Sweet tour. A lot of money. You do have a great voice for narration. Thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate that. Jackie, I had cops come and question what I was showing while I was making content. That was fun. That is fun. Have I had that? I'm not sure. Okay, so let's see. Do you think a lot of guys in the industry are on steroids? Noah, I don't. However, I do know when they are because they need a lot of breaks and they sweat a lot on set. And they're moody, very fucking moody. And a lot of times I stop working them when they're on a cycle. Okay, so butt crushers and shoes, you say? Yes. Would you ever put a DVD of porn bloopers? Jim69, I don't think that there's any money in that, so I don't think that the studios that I work with would do that. However, I can put together a compilation of porn bloopers on Pornhub. I actually used to have a whole bunch of them. I do have some on my computer now, but when Pornhub did that whole, like the Great Erase, when they erased everything, all of them went down with it. But fortunately, I have a whole bunch of them saved with me. All right, let's see what's going on here. Imaginary MDA. I wonder if you could do an episode with Ricky Andriosola, aka Ace Himeros. I will take that into consideration. I will look at stuff up. You know, a lot of times I do take your recommendations and I do reach out to these guys, and it's whether they want to talk to me or not, and where they are in their career, and whether they think they're too big to talk to me or not. I have a whole bunch of them lined up for the rest of the podcast, which are really, really good, like really, really awesome guys. All of them, all of these models that give me their time are awesome. I absolutely appreciate them, and that they can share their stories with me. But I do reach out to a lot of these models. Sometimes I don't get a response. Other times I do, and it's not the response I'd like. But whatever, you know, like there's always time. If it doesn't happen now, it'll happen later on. Okay, have you ever had to deal with an unhinged performer? Yeah, actually, I have. I had somebody say that I screwed them out of money when I'm not the one making the decision of what they get paid. And he was like waiting for me outside after the shoot.
When was this?
This is like 2012.
Wow.
I don't want to say his name because he eventually apologized and stuff, but waiting for me outside, and I was like, dude, what are you gonna do? I was like, yeah, you're
Shoot
this
you down.
big. Like, no, but he was a big guy too. Like he looked nuts too. Like he was Italian and Puerto Rican. And I was like, I don't want to mess with him. But at the same time, I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. There's definitely been a couple of unhinged people. I've had people come on set, very rarely, but people come on set that are high on meth. And I know when that's going on, I'll shut the shoot down. I don't give a shit. I don't want to deal with that. That's a very, very toxic set to be on. Okay, so let's see. A full armpit fetish. That episode of the podcast was awesome. I'm glad you liked that, Zave 125. Buck 67209. Dallas Steel got a penile implant. Have you worked with performers with implants? I also have one because at 54 I got tired of pills and shots. Now I can fuck all day if I want. LOL. Buck, I'm not sure what kind of implant you have, but I did meet somebody who apparently broke his dick. And he had a button inside of his dick. It was the craziest shit. And he would
Like
push it.
like a
Yeah, it was like the Nike Air Pump.
Oh my
Like he would
God.
literally push it and it would like
It would slowly go.
yeah, it was crazy.
I've never.
Yeah,
heard of something like that.
it was my first time seeing it, so I'm not sure if that's the one that you have, Buck, but yeah, that was interesting.
Wait a second. He has to push it multiple times and like inflate it.
What?
If like
Yeah, he would I remember I think I turned away because a lot of times I give people their privacy when they're on set. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what and he was explaining
wow.
it. He was very, very big on explaining it. And I think Matt fired him the day after that. Like, he wasn't dealing with it, you know. Gideon, yeah, sure, let's talk. I'm down with that. I've got a lot of experience now. Will you shoot videos of yourself? I think you are hot. Thank you so much, V. I appreciate that. But I am a workhorse, not a show horse. um, yeah, no, I'm not that person, you know. I'm not. If I was, yeah, who knows? Maybe, but I don't know. I see it happen too often, or more often than not, with people on crew where they just they start taking their clothes off and whatever. That's their decision and that's their choice. But that's just it's not what I plan on doing. But thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, so poppers damage control. Oh yeah, poppers on set are not fun. Um, I remember we would have to stop every now and then and just like take a breather because it got really crazy in there. It was fucking nuts. Now, bug chasing is very real interest among a lot of guys. Look forward to the follow-up. Yeah, no, it is. And again, like I said, I wasn't promoting it. It was just a matter of saying, hey, this is out there. And that response that I got was so typical that it didn't even bother me because it was like, hey, like he basically said everything. He's like, I know it exists. I just don't want to hear about it. All right, well, you know what? Then that's your problem. It's out there, and I just think it's something you need to hear about. Are there parts of sex you don't like to shoot? Felching, holes with cum leaking out. Yeah, so VM Jats VZ. I I've shot them before, but they're not necessarily. I don't know when I'm shooting it and it happens. I'll get it because I know people think it's hot, but I don't necessarily shoot porn for myself. It's very rare. It's very rare, but sometimes I will do that. But I'm predominantly shooting for people that I think, or for people who like a certain porn or certain kind of porn. But I've never, I don't know, I don't really focus on that stuff. If you watch a lot of my scenes, and I think that more has to do like if I was working for Treasure Island for 20 years, I'd probably be shooting that stuff. Yeah, but I think that when I was at RFC, it was very different the way we shot stuff. Okay, let's see. An hour. That's fast from what I've heard or read. What do some studios take so much longer to shoot their scenes? Okay, so studios, I don't wanna badmouth studios, but what I will say is here's my take on studios that take 2-day shoots and stuff. A, there's more money, right? And they have more crew. But if you ever want to see more contrived sex, watch porn from bigger studios who take shoots like that. They might be beautiful, fine. I don't think that you need 2 days to make porn look beautiful. You can make porn look beautiful in 3 to 4 hours of shoot time on top of that. An hour, okay, you know what you're getting with an hour. 3 to 4 hour shoots, 5 hours, cool. But I don't think that there's any reason. Granted, they have stills and they do all that stuff. Like I've heard all the stories, but in my opinion, nothing should take that long. I mean, if you were making a feature film, okay, maybe, but that's just my opinion. And that's probably why I don't work for them. And that's fine. They can keep it. All right, so let's see here. Wow, I'd love for you to shoot my Just for Fan scenes. Oh, Ryan Wolf. Let's Ryan Wolf. I am writing you down, sir. We shall talk. Okay, so are there parts of sex? Yes, I did answer that question. Um, you're a really handsome guy with nice hands. Oh, thank you so much. No, I appreciate it. Are Devin Trez, Elijah Zane, and Raheem Shabazz on your list of potential interview subjects? Maybe if they're interested, for sure. Raheem, funny story. We were gonna do before the pandemic. Raheem, Max Connor, Champ Robinson, and Cutler X all got together at the Gay Vienna Awards, and I took a picture of all of them. And Max Connor was like, "Oh God, we're gonna break the internet." And I was gonna shoot a movie called Big Dick Ballers with them, and it was gonna be like the. I'm gonna just say it now because it didn't happen, and it's probably not gonna happen. But it was gonna be like that Taken movie where you have all these guys and they're bidding on the bottom, and the bottom was gonna be Sean Sevon or something in California, and I had not met him before, but I wrote it all out, and then it didn't end up happening. And then I think LeGrand Wolf made Boys for Sale. So that whole concept kind of, I don't know, I kind of feel like once it happens, it's out there, it's theirs. Good for you. But yeah, no, I would love to have him on the show. Have you found many porn stars or escorts as well? Yes. I think a lot of times there are porn stars who are escorts, and um, the more scenes that they do and the more they get out there, the more coveted they become by their clients. Who has the best authentic orgasm cum shots? Fuck. I gotta say, and I don't know if Champ is still here, but yeah, no, Champ Robinson is amazing with his cum shots. Uh, I'm trying to think of other guys. A lot of the guys I work with, that's another thing I'm very, very happy that I can boast is I've probably faked. I can count the number of times I've faked cum shots on two hands because that's just not something I think should happen, especially if you're paying for cum shots. If you're watching the porn and you're expecting the money shot, it's called that for a reason. Uh, I'm trying to think of who else. I don't know. I think all the guys that I work with are always like I've never had unauthentic cum shots. Many performers are escorts. It's the economy of the industry. Would you consider putting a podcast spotlight to straight women who also love watching gay porn? Really curious to hear about this demographic. Actually, Al, I interviewed this woman named Betty or Betsy in the first season. She's great. She is this woman I met at the Gay Vienna Awards, and it's a fun interview. It's about 25 to 30 minutes, but she writes gay erotica, and I'm fascinated by it because she goes to all the awards. She's at more she's at more award shows than I am. And she goes around and she really supports these guys. She's really, really cool. What pass? It would be great if there was a market of Spanish speakers in the industry to reach out. I'm sure you wouldn't sound the same and the topics addressed may be different from the ones in English. I did an interview with Esteban Oribe, and I did a little bit in Spanish with him. I didn't include it in the podcast episode because there were no subtitles, but I did include it in the YouTube interview. I would love to. I would have to leave the country for that, to be honest with you. I'd have to go to Europe and talk to some Spanish models and stuff. So, I would love to do that. And I do speak Spanish. By the way, thanks for taking my question on Instagram. Let's see. Hold on a second. Am I missing a couple questions? I am sorry about that. Let me just check to make sure. No. Okay, so I'm going to answer a couple more questions. It's 11:08. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so by the way, thanks for taking my question. I like seeing cream pies, but that's me. Yeah, cream pies are great. We went through a phase of not seeing them because we thought men were faking cum shots. And then eventually everyone was like, oh, why are they pulling out? Let's see them come inside. And then they would come inside. So, and then, yeah. I'm guessing you have zero tolerance policy on drugs on set. Do you think that's an issue elsewhere in the industry with other studios? I don't. I will say this. Whenever I did fisting scenes, people, the bottom was probably, I'm not going to say he was high on meth or anything because I can tell when someone's high on meth. But he was definitely on like G or something like that a couple of times. I know models that do take a fist without having to do that, or they do a lot of poppers. That's another thing too. I don't have a problem with poppers, but and I don't have a problem with weed. I think come on set and you're chill and you get the scene done, fine. But if you come on set and you're high as a kite and you can't get hard, then we're gonna have a problem. So yeah, so it's not that I don't. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think if you want to do drugs on your own time. Like everyone's there for their coins. Everybody's there to get paid. They want to get a good scene, and my biggest concern is not getting the scene, but also having another model who shows up and you jeopardizing them getting paid. That's not cool. Okay, so let's see. Not Reed, Champ Robinson. Yeah, Champ, you're here. No, yeah, for real. I've never seen. Now that he's here, I will give him a shot. I've never seen Champ fake a cum shot, and I've seen him do 2 to 3 cum shots in one day. The man's an animal. So Ryan, I wanted to clarify. Some my age, 51, call it a drug. Not most don't. Okay. Homo guy 563. What's your take on studios consolidation and where the industry's headed? Well, I mean, studios consolidating because, well, I don't know. So, there's a lot of different reasons why I think that happens, but it's also because they're trying to save their own necks. They're all friends, so it's not like I don't think that's a secret, and if it is, it's the worst hidden secret. This is all their fault. This is if they had treated their models better. If they had not been if they hadn't been, and I know that this is the nature of being in a capitalist society, right? Like you have to, the thing is we're in an exploitative industry. And if you hyper exploit the people that are making you money and then have control over their careers when it ends and when it doesn't, when something like OnlyFans or Just for Fans comes around, they're going to go there and they're going to make money without you. And that's what I think a lot of the studios who are struggling out there are dealing with and trying to create a system that's very similar. Do you mostly shoot in NYC hotel rooms? It depends. That's a very that's a fun question. Are you mocking me? No, I'm kidding. I try to shoot in very different ones. I try to shoot in places that don't look like hotels. Unfortunately, Treasure Island does not have a studio that we can shoot out of, and yeah, I try to dress it up as much as possible. But if you're paying attention to the hotel rooms and not paying attention to the sex, then why are you watching porn? You would need to leave our country. In the U.S., there's more Spanish speakers, and no, yes, of course, I understand that, but a lot of them in this country will speak to me in English. I've had various interviews with people that speak fluent Spanish, and we speak Spanish before we get on the podcast. But yeah, I'll give it a shot. Why not? Thanks for the Q&A. Greetings to Alex, who's in the back. There you go. A shout out to you. Thank you for making sex positive and for highlighting the intellect of performers. It breaks the stereotype of sex workers. And as a fan, makes me like them much more. Thank you so much, Buck. I appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate that. San Diego, California. What? I almost moved there. Very, very beautiful area. I love that. There's a beautiful winery in Temecula. Nice memories. Hey, Omar, how are you? It's very, very nice to see you. I hope I answered. I don't know if you had any questions or anything, but if you do, I will take your question. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna start wrapping it up soon. This has been fun.
Yeah.
Have you had fun? Did you learn anything new about me?
Today, no.
No.
I wish I could say it did.
We should. I actually, if any of you guys have a very, very, very like healthy foot fetish and want to do an episode, I'm sure I can coax Alex into being in the episode as
Me?
well. As you know, he is a fan of beautiful feet.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's see. Homo guy 563. Do most guys choose to leave the industry or do they have to stop? So yeah, no. Okay, that's a very good question. I absolutely appreciate you asking that. But yes, most guys may choose to leave the industry, but I've seen that I've seen studios pretty much make or break a model by saying, "Oh, we use this person too much. Don't use him anymore." And you're like, "But you might not want to see him, but his fans want to see him." And yeah, and that's exactly what I think happened. And now everyone's playing catch up. Being in the industry for over a decade as you have, is there a field in the industry you would like to explore professionally? Perhaps personally. Let me reread that. Being in the industry for over a decade as you have, is there a field in the industry that you would like to explore professionally? Perhaps personally. A field. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure I
Maybe a
answered.
genre?
Mateo, can you clarify that for me? Like a field, because I've worn almost every single hat. You have a flaccid fetish. That's interesting.
Hmm.
Dameen Davis, definitely get slip into my DMs. I would love to hear about that, and I'm sure a lot of the listeners would too. I'm curious. You've made me curious. What's my favorite hotel in Vegas to film? Actually, I've gotten a whole bunch of. Oh, I don't know if can I say that. I've shot in other places other than hotels. I got to say though, ravaging a Trump hotel in Las Vegas to shoot Trump and Dump was probably one of the funnest things. On like I think a couple of days before his inauguration. But all kidding aside, it was a really nice hotel.
Beautiful.
The
Oh
rooms
my
were
God.
huge.
Yeah.
And they gave you what is that? A jetted hot tub in every room.
It was a full-on hot tub.
Yeah, no, yeah, I did. It was a nice room. I'm sorry, but all he does is slap his name on it anyway. So, okay, so if they're high and can't perform, they should take the loss and cancel. They shouldn't be working. You're absolutely right. But then if they're high and can't perform, the other person is taking the loss too. The person that's probably already factored that they were making that income and probably spent it already or something, or put it towards bills. Radius. Hello, everyone. Oh, damn, this started a long time ago. It sure did. I am well. Radios. I am well. Saludos desde Paraguay. Igualmente. I hope everything is well. Okay, so Zave, thank you for having Antonio Biagio on the cast. He's been a favorite of mine for some time now. Yeah, no, Antonio Biaggi's for everything people say he is. Antonio Biaggi has been nothing but nice to me, and yeah, no, he's an interesting guy. I'll say that. You should invite OnlyFans creators to interviews. I would love to. A lot of OnlyFans creators don't know who I am because they don't need to know who I am. Okay, like not studio porn people. No, for sure. I understand what you're saying. It's I think I've had a couple of them, but yeah, no, I've definitely reached out, and they're like, who? So, it's very different, and they're all like in their 20s and stuff. It's a very different generation. Um, all right, guys. Oh, okay. So I got one more question. All right, if you got a question, just jump in now and ask it, because I am gonna wrap this up uh, within the next 2 minutes or so. Okay. All right. So, what's your favorite sex position in the shooting and in my personal life?
Uh,
Okay, so my favorite sex position in shooting would have to be if the top can stay hard while getting ridden, that's hot. I think that looks really good on camera too. Personally, if I am bottoming, I have to do that because it's the easiest way to take some pee. That's the easiest way. Personally, though, that would be one of them. Big fan of doggy when I'm topping. Big fan of doggy when I'm bottoming. Um, I don't know. I like all of them. I mean, I don't. It's not like we do like acrobatic shit or anything, but yeah, all of them are fun. Okay, so let's see. The next stream, I think I'm gonna do one for the season finale. I think I enjoy this a little more because it's a little more engaging. Every time I did it after the first month, well, then again, I also have a lot more subscribers on YouTube, so so maybe that's different. You guys like me now. You come on. I'm very very accessible. I don't think my shit doesn't smell. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I am on the same ride as you are. I'm enjoying everything just as much as you are. So I am, like I said, I'm very reachable. Don't just don't send me naked pictures of your assholes without an explanation. Don't ask me to help you get in the industry. Um, because I mean, there's so much I can, yeah, sure, but don't ask me with uh, an 8x10 headshot of yourself when you want to be a bottom or a top and you haven't showed me any picture. Like there's only so much that I can do, um, or I can help. And if I'm sorry, but I don't work for a company that um, flies people in from Africa or from Australia or anything like that. If you happen to be in the area while we're shooting, uh, that's a different story. But yeah, we don't do that. We don't fly people in. We don't like. There's no budget for that anymore. And if we've never met you, what like what's to say you don't get on that plane? Okay, so my opinion is that you get another piece to perform. The escorts are there. What was my favorite interview? God damn, there were so many. Um, hmm. Recent interviews, Magic Mike Hung for sure, because I've always wanted to interview an Indian porn star, and I got to. It's very interesting because I'd love to interview an Arab porn star. I'd love to interview people um, that we don't see, but also I'm curious to know how their culture, why we don't see them. Is it because of the culture, or is it because uh, it's mainstream audiences don't think it's something that you can sell? My interviews with Atlas are always fun. Alessio, I mean, I don't know. It's really really hard to choose just one at this moment. All of them are chosen for a reason. Um, Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. I don't know if I want to do that for. I don't know if I want to do that publicly. I want to like all of my interviews are fun. Are there bottoms who remain consistently hard while being fucked? Yeah, there are definitely bottoms that do that. Harder than not. Do you have a dream project? Absolutely. I have various dream projects. I have various dream projects of dream money at the moment. I need money to get these projects made. If for anything else, a lot of really really good projects, but yeah, a lot of them do take some income or some money set aside for them. Do porn directors also shoot often, or do they have cinematographer photographers to take shots? How about you? Um, There, I have been on set and held monitors or watch from a monitor, but I find because I know how to edit and I know how to, I find that if I know how to edit, I know exactly what I want. So there's no reason for me to yell across the room for somebody else to get the shots that I know that I need. But yeah, a lot of people do that. Thanks for the Q&A. Thank you very much, Imaginary. Thanks for the Q&A. Zave, thank you very much. I absolutely appreciate it. Public shoots are very fun. Absolutely. I agree with you. I just, I'm past the age where I can say, hey, I was just kidding. I don't want to go to jail. Do you let guys use poppers? Absolutely. Not necessarily a brand. There's actually, I will say for personal use, Omar, there's a brand that has a white label that Alessio Vega introduced to me, and it's a very nice popper. Right? It's very, like, what is that? Emil, I forgot, citrate, I forgot what it's called, but yes, I'll get you the name of that. Thank you very much, V. I appreciate it. Here in South Korea, porn is banned in the country. Yeah, no, I know. Alessio's a good talker. Watching porn and having porn are legal, but production and distribution is illegal. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'd be there. Are there any porn actors with multiple summers without pulling out? Oh, multiple comers. I'm sorry. Yeah, actually, Parker Logan, amazing. Let's see. So Gov's internet porn banning, so VPN. Cowboy reverse cowboy is hot for the top as well. I do like that. I have yet to shoot a really nice reverse cowboy though. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you very much, Redinos. Emil, there we go. That's right. You got me. Have you said Alessio's controversial video with Max Conner? That was crazy. Not so I don't know. I'm not going to answer that because it's not mine to answer. I spoke to both of them about it, and it's yeah. I don't know how to respond to that. Just because it's not my place to respond to it. To be honest with you, I didn't make the video. It's their video, and but anyway, on that note, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I absolutely appreciate you guys. Saludos, I said Filipinas. Oh, okay. Thank you for engaging in QA. Thank you for being here. I absolutely appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much. Again, you know that we are on YouTube. We're on every podcast directory. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. That's very important. Like all that stuff. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. TikTok, which is fun. I was going to live stream on TikTok, but I don't think the TikTok audience is ready for demystifying gay porn, at least not from the comments that I've received already. So, and I've seen worse on TikTok, but it's okay. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. I absolutely appreciate it. We will do this again. If you have any other questions or anything that I didn't answer, please inbox me. Send them anywhere you want. I will answer as soon as I can. And yeah, I will see you soon. Keep watching porn, keep watching the interviews, and have a good night. Cheers.
Good night, everybody.